Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Alex2Cool. Today we're going to be talking about the long-awaited new server that I've been trying to get started to work on. Holy cow, I got a lot to talk about. As you can see, I had to set up this beforehand. Let's go ahead and even this out. It is even. Yeah, so basically, okay, so it is going to be a zombie survival server. You know, that was almost a given. With a lot of crazy new stuff, and instead of being able to go out in the wild and build a base, I decided that the best way to make use of the space out there is not let people build everywhere. You know, that leads to traps and all, and I really don't want that. So instead there will be a skyblock world that you can go to. Now, in order to go there, you have to have a clan with a certain amount of members. You have to have a certain power level. And power level will be gained by the number of members in your group. So it can make solo play. It forces some cooperation of players. Really will push groups being around. And it will be a premium server, so it's not going to be cracked. I'll mention that again over here. So, the Skyblock bases, clan base, they might be raidable. I'm not sure yet. But the Nether will be disabled, and Enchanting will be disabled. When you go out scavenging for loot, and also crafting's disabled, so I don't know how that's going to exactly work. You'll have to find building materials, basically. That's going to be really interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's going to be premium, as I said, and have very drawn-out progression. And what I mean by that is, to basically get enchanted gear, you have to enchant it yourself using a form inside. I'll mention it later. You basically have to get these upgrade kits and slowly upgrade your armor, swords, bows, and even your guns. Yes, the guns will be upgradable. Some of them will have like visible, like item model difference, and some won't. So it kind of depends on what you do. There will be ranks and titles, but they won't be pay to win. They might not even be buyable, like in-game money buy or in-game money earn, or maybe not even with in-game money. You might have to have a certain amount of playtime to earn one, and you just equip whichever one you want. It's not going to be pay to win. Oh, and difficult foes we'll talk about later at the end. So it's not going to be pay to win, because pay to win messes up everything. It'll be very fair. The stuff on the donation store will be purely cosmetic. Either a rank, being able to nickname, stuff like that. Nothing. And I'll steer away from things that will be controversial. At least I'll try to. There'll be some pretty epic textures. You'll definitely see that later. But let me just, as you can see here, you can see there's already some models. Complex looting. You'll definitely see that down there. Piggybacking off farmers. Grinding will be definitely required of everyone in some way to be able to keep up a good PvP. So you can't just log in, have your friend give you gear, and you go out and PvP people. Now, you'll be very disadvantaged if you do that. And then, require grinding at some point, eventually. And then shops and safe zones. That's where you go to enchant stuff, to make trades. Might even be an AH. And the next freaking sign is probably the craziest one. Alright, upgrading, like item upgrading, researching, modification. So modification, upgrading, go into like weapons and gear. Researching and genetics. I don't even know where to begin with that. Basically, you'll be able to upgrade your character, like your in-game character. instead of just your gear. So you can become more powerful than just a gun instead of gear. And that's why. And it's going to require some serious grinding, and you can't just, take in items. You have to get like special experience by doing certain things, and etc. to be able to pull that off. And it is a very, very long, drawn out process. But you might have 20 hearts in the end with permanent speed 2. Who knows? I don't even know what all it's going to be. It's going to be a diverse weapon system, and realistic and accurate. Sorry, ran out of room on the sign with guns and ammo. Here are some pretty good examples. So we all know that AR-15 ammo, 5.56 by 45. It's accurate, What about these other guns, like the AK-74, the CAR 98K, M1897 trench gun, and the FNP90? They don't use common ammo. Actually, this one does, but 12 gauge. I also use a 16 gauge. I did research, and this is the 5.45 by 39. Using the AK-74, you got the 7.92 by 57. That's a big bullet. Then you got the 5.7 by 28. So you got some very interesting ammos going on. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to incorporate that system. I like all the ammos. I might end up having to cutting a few out, but it'll be mostly realistic. Okay. Looting system will be more advanced. The following blocks are all lootable. So this bookshelf, that was the bookshelf. Just gave me these books. Now you won't get items like that whenever you're out in the game, obviously. But here's an example here. Butcher table. Oh, wow, I got a hopper, which is a bunny. So yeah, you get all sorts of stuff. And then you got an evil pot, where you can. We got a spawn crawler, and these are actually randomized. Oh, jeez, that bunny already died. These are randomized loot tables, so I could actually get some amps if I were to loot them again, but they take time. And then we have this stash, which did not reset. Oops. I didn't put loot in it, I think. But yeah, you can see here, though, there is a glitch, or as you can see, it says it twice, how long you have to wait. That's being sorted out. Don't worry too much about it. It might pop up on your screen and be a bit annoying, but at least you know. So, now we're going to have to talk about enemies, because clearly regular zombies won't be enough to entertain people. Hold up. I'm going to quickly build you a quick diagram of some of the map real quick. That won't be the official map, but it's just so you get an idea. And the change will be drastic. Alrighty. So, this is the spawn location down south. Is it even? No, it's facing west. But down here is the south part of the map. These jack-o'-lanterns are supposed to be representing the spawn locations, marking where people start out. And as I said, this is not official. Yeah, none of these locations are official, but this is just so you get an idea. The wooden locations are low loot locations, and they wouldn't have any. They don't have very high military presence, maybe some small police presence, So finding weaponry and gear wouldn't be too amazing, though you can find plenty of food and other survival supplies, including building materials. Stone here is more advanced looting stone, mid-tier. It's where the police, are dealing with something, like more of a stand, where all of the resources were moved from the wooden locations to all the stone locations, like human resources. So enemies there will be more dangerous, there'll be more types of enemies, the loot will be more worth it. you'll find it more worthwhile in general going there. And the size, like the height, is how big the location is. So here, small locations, pretty good size, kind of a large location. Now these aren't small, these are more like medium, and these are large. And then, as you can see, this was apparently screwed over right in the middle. And you'll see why. You'll see why I put that one out there. Because there will be still reasons for going to it. There'll be reasons for going to every location in some way or another. Like there might be some materials that are unique to a certain location. You'll definitely see that at the end of down there. So basically you move north and holy cow. And the further north you go, you see these big industrialized cities. And you also see these high tier loot zones being stone bricks. They have high tier loot. Not the best loot, but pretty high tier. All the good stuff. Military presence. You'll get some decent military gear, probably equivalent of diamond. Well, that'd be pretty nice. And then we have the final location. We're gonna assume it's pretty large, but not super massive. And then we'll have stuff very important. The higher up the locations, the much more difficult enemies you'll be dealing with. And in here, will be no different. Probably the most dangerous enemies. No, the most dangerous enemies in the game will be here. And out here, around these three locations. So yeah, I would wish you all the best of luck. And I might go on past this map, and it might go more to the sides, maybe multiple of these, And this is to represent water in the beach, in case you didn't realize that. Thought I should mention it. So yeah, now you guys see what I mean. I haven't mentioned anything about the enemies, really, other than they get tougher the higher up you go. So basically what you'll be dealing with in these locations, the normal walker zombies. They're the slow ones, shambling ones you usually see on like TV shows. None of the Living Dead zombies, or the Walking Dead zombies. They're not dangerous in groups, but alone, they're not too terribly bad. And the worst thing you'll come across there is a runner zombie, or a sprinter, whatever you want to call them. I haven't decided a name for them yet. Tell me down below what you think they should be called. But they'll be much faster, much more aggressive, and kind of like the infected from Dying Light. Basically the difference between regular undead on Dying Light and the fast infected. Yeah, that's basically going to be the difference between them. So nothing too bad. Out here you have not only the two previous types, but you also have some armored zombies wearing like full riot suits, and some of them may be armed. And zombies are somewhat intelligent in this world. They have some previous knowledge, and there will be a few zombie types that will know how to use firearms. So you'll mainly see them all the way out here, but you can come across them in very few numbers in these locations. You'll have the fast runners and stuff. You'll have spitters, armored zombies, and these slower, tougher zombies that I haven't come up with a name for. Basically like thugs from Dead Island or goons from Dying Light. Basically the equivalent of those. So there's some pretty scary and serious stuff out there. So it's high risk for the reward. And these locations, of course, all the previous mentioned ones, and then there's some extra baddies you get to find out for yourself. Because I haven't designed them all. But there will be some absolutely terrifying enemies in all these locations. including all the way out here, will be the worst of them. But you get a pretty good idea of what you'll be seeing, especially down here, right around starting up time. You might be thinking that this is a lucky spawn. This is not a lucky spawn. You spawn out here and run straight to this. That's not how you play. That'll get you killed. And you have to have very high research to go into this area, because this area is irradiated, meaning you have to wear a special hazmat suit, which you have to find, and parts from those only spawn in high tier. It's a very special radiation suit. It's not like a regular hazmat suit. Special lead coated. I'm not even going to go into it, but you need special genetics in that suit to even approach the areas inside the soul sand. Don't want to go into it because you get like poison and wither and blindness if you walk in there without it. And this also means that all the players in there will have armor-wise equal stats. So, yeah, good luck. I mean, there'll be some. Expect the PvP to be going on in these locations, not here. And if you're gonna max out stuff like the genetics and researching, you'll have to go into here at some point, because there will be materials you can only get from there. There will be things you have to research while you're in there. So, holy cow. You guys have just gotten probably the biggest overview of a server yet to be made. And of course, this is not the official map. I haven't named towns or anything. I will name some after old, good old World Divided 3, like Full Run, Sursoma, actually, all the things from all the series, all the World Divided series I made. So you got Full Run, Sursoma, Ectoac, Valson, Goodwin, Punky Deport. I probably won't use Punky Deport. And Ballistic. You got all sorts of, like, the names of the towns might sound a bit medieval, and that's because they are. They are a tribute to the old medieval server that I used to run. Servers, plural. And if you recognize any, of those names, you're OG. Alright? Kudos to you. Like, if you recognize Valson, especially, like Valson, Fort Merrill, Goodwin, Funky Deport, Terra Firma Dominion, Ectoac. If you recognize any of those, and there's a few people who would, like very few. There's like 10 people in the world who would recognize those names. And say, oh, that sounds familiar. Kudos to you, because you're OG. And I don't think they'll ever play on here, so they probably won't get it. But mainly people will recognize the 3-1 Retreatia. I think if I'm gonna have Retreatia, is Goodwin, not Goodwin. If I do use Punky Deport, it's gonna be like out here. Retreatia will be out here, and then Full Run will be out here. Also, about water. Fort Merrill was actually on the water, so like Fort Merrill, oh crap, will be way out here in the ocean. That'll be a fun swim. And there's also gonna be water out here, so there might be like a river that goes through the map. Like, let's just say, as I say, none of this is official yet. I might not even use these old names. They kind of do sound really, really medieval. That was a point back then. The most medieval sounding names I could find. Voila. So yeah, you guys have just gotten the biggest overview I have ever given of a server that is yet to be made. Aside from the people who are working on it, congratulations. Hope you guys enjoy, and getting hyped for this because I am definitely hyped. Peace out.